politics, pop culture, and gaming. We cover everything here on the Dark MAGA Podcast. Now here is your host, Patriotic Cav.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for our first podcast episode in 2026. We did a couple of smaller episodes, and we'll continue to do some of those flashback episodes, reaction episodes that you've probably seen here. You can follow this podcast on Spotify, YouTube Podcast, Apple Podcast, and YouTube itself. And we also go live every once in a while, the Dark MAGA Podcast live on Rumble only. You can find everything at patriotic_Cav. And real quick, just a quick update, since this is the first episode of 2026, and we'll do an introduction like this every single time. You might notice the channel looks a little different, feels a little different. So I basically, here's the thing. Running 4 separate channels and working 6 days a week in a family-owned business is, in case you don't know, impossible. It can't be done. I tried it for many years, and it's just, I just can't do it. I can't. So I'm like, the only way I'm going to be able to do any sort of content and be consistent with it is if I just do one channel. That is it. So we're pretty much my, if you follow Nerdy Cav, which is my pop culture channel. Then we have Cav Reacts, my reaction video channel. Then Cav's Arcade, which is my video game channel. Those are all going to be under one handle at patriotic_Cav. So you can check me out there, and it's going to be a little bit different because, again, you will see some gaming stuff, some pop culture stuff, whereas before it was strictly politics and nothing else. So just wanted to throw that out there in case people are like, what the hell is with this video and that video? This is, not your typical thing. All my sub-channels are going to be under one umbrella now because that's just the way my life is. If you work in a family-owned business, it's more than just a job. It's your life. So that I'm just using the little bit of free time I have to do some of this. But anyways, the Dark MAGA Podcast, if you're new here, is kind of shorter episodes. I try to keep it under 20 minutes if I can. We focus on one topic, and then we move on. So today we're going to be talking about the whole Thomas Massie debacle. He's got a primary coming up. It's not looking good for him. And I just wanted to address the thing that's brought up constantly. Why does Trump give praise to Lindsey Graham but not Thomas Massie? I don't understand it. I'm like, how do you guys not understand it? It's not difficult. Lindsey Graham is a piece of shit little weasel. Warmongering weasel. I can't stand him. But do I understand why Trump always shows him favor over Thomas Massie? Of course. It's not difficult. It's not complicated. Lindsey Graham is a kiss ass. He's a snake. He's going to do whatever he can to stay in power. And right now, to stay in power is to be on Trump's good side. He's a yes man to Trump. He's a yes vote for Trump. Thomas Massie is not. Now you can say, like, oh, I agree with Thomas Massie. I think he's standing on principle. I see what Thomas Massie's trying to do, and I agree. Well, that's fine. But the facts are facts. He is a no vote way too often for Trump. If you're just imagine you're in charge of something, whether it be a business, hell, pretend you're president. You're like, I want to do this thing, and there's one guy stopping you from doing that thing. Are you really going to give him praise and be like, oh, yeah, I want this guy to stay around? Of course not. You're like, hey, I was elected by the people to push an agenda. This person's in the way of my agenda, so I want him gone. It's that simple. You can say, well, I disagree with that. I like Matt. Sure, but I mean, at least try to understand it. That's where he's coming from, and I totally get it. Thomas Massie, even Trump's first term, he opposed the earlier Obamacare repeal efforts. That's how you talk. He voted against sanctions on North Korea, voted against Russia, Iran, North Korea sanctions bill 2017, voted with Democrats to overturn Trump's national emergency declaration for border wall funding 2019, opposed COVID-19 relief stimulus packages in 2020. He has voted against a budget resolution. He has voted against the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, voted against full-year continuing appropriations bill, opposed U.S. military strikes, and it just goes on. And it's not difficult to wonder why Trump wants him gone, and he might get that wish. We have the early poll numbers, the projections, and it looks like what's his name? Ed Galrain, Rain. We'll call him Eddie. It's 49%, and Thomas is 42%. And there's been a couple polls like this so far. Every poll is showing at the best, Thomas Massie tied. Trump put out, there we go, lost my notes for a second. Tom Massie of Kentucky, the worst and most unreliable Republican congressman in history of our country. It is an even bigger insult to our nation than Senator Bill Cassidy of Louisiana. I disagree with Trump on that, who suffered an unprecedented loss tonight by not even being allowed to run in the Republican primary. This is the first time such a thing has ever happened to a sitting U.S. senator. Yeah, he's a piece of shit, Bill Cassidy. I'm glad he's gone. He was an impeachment voter, by the way. That's what you get by voting to impeach an innocent man, especially one who made it possible for Cassidy's Senate win. Very disloyal. But Tom Massie, a major sleazebag, is even worse. Kentucky get this loser out of politics in Tuesday's election. He is nicknamed Rand Paul Jr., another real beauty because of his absolutely terrible voting habits. Vote for L. Gowring, a successful Kentucky, I know I'm probably butchering his name, Gowring, a successful Kentucky farmer and America war hero who only ran because he thought that Massie was so disloyal and disrespectful to your president, me. This is a great man, central casting, in fact, who truly deserves to represent the fantastic people of Kentucky, a commonwealth that I am proud to have won all 3 times in record fashion and will never let you down. Make America great again. Trump. Whoa, okay. I clicked the back button once and just totally wiped out my nose. We got it back. He continues. Bad Congressman Tom Massie voted against tax cuts, the border wall, our military, and law enforcement. Actually, he voted against almost everything that is good. The worst Republican congressman in history. Kentucky, vote the bum out on Tuesday. We can't live with this troublemaker for another 2 years. He is a true negative force. And people are like, oh, I don't like the language. I don't like the way he's talking about Massie and all. But again, I'll just go back to what I said originally. He is a thorn in Trump's side. Trump has a vision for America. He has a outlook on America, an agenda, and Thomas Massie has been the biggest hurdle to that. A thorn in his side. With the Epstein stuff, I think Trump's team could have handled a lot better PR-wise, but Thomas Massie really didn't handle it either. You know, like, first of all, 4 years under Biden, nobody, not even Thomas Massie, nobody ever mentioned it. Nobody ever mentioned Epstein. And even if you talked about Jeffrey Epstein, the left would call you crazy, you're a conspiracy theorist, you're a right-wing nut job, and now all of a sudden it's all they talk about. Why? Did they suddenly, after all these years, start caring about the victims and all that? Of course not. Of course not. But they seem to do care somewhat, right? It's because they think they can use it to take down Trump, even though there's been no evidence. And every time something leaks out about the Epstein files, it does nothing but exonerate Trump. All the eyewitness testimony, the interviews, some of the victims, they all say Trump had nothing to do with it. Trump was, they talked to some of the victims. Oh, I met Trump once or twice. He was nothing but kind and courteous. But Thomas Massie, just like the Democrats, I'm not saying Trump exactly did this, but that's what they're insinuating. That's what the people, the retards on the internet are going to get from it. He had this pretty bad interview, and I'll play the clip real quick because it's quite crazy. Some of the things he's claiming, he was pushed on it to provide evidence. It's a pretty mess, but this is kind of like the whole gist of it here.
Men need to be perp walked in handcuffs to the jail. And until we see that here in this country, we've seen some of that in other countries, but until we see that here in this country, we don't have a system of justice that's working.
Are you confident you will see that?
I don't know if we're going to see it in this administration. At some point, somebody got to Pam Bondi and said, it's your job to cover this up.
Do you genuinely believe that this is the top lawyer for the administration, that she would be, do you have any evidence that she's blocking stuff?
Oh, absolutely. And she's not just the top lawyer, she's the top law enforcement officer. Mm-hmm. She happens to be a lawyer, but she's the law enforcement officer.
You posted on the 1st of March, the day after the US and Israeli military action against Iran began, that, quote, bombing a country on the other side of the world won't make the Epstein files go away. I wanted to ask you, are you suggesting the president's decision to go to war with Iran was a deliberate distraction from what came out in the files?
Others have suggested that, but I haven't. But I am observing that we're not going to forget about the Epstein files. The Epstein class is a class of people that overlap with his friend circles. I mean, his domains were New York City and West Palm Beach, and that's exactly the nexus of these Epstein files. The people that he had dinner with, the people that he did business deals with, these were all the same people, and they're being exposed. And the irony is, we all voted for Donald Trump. I endorsed him on the understanding that even though he mingled with that class, that he was different, that he would expose it, and that everybody would be brought to the same standard. And we haven't seen that.
Now, I thought Maze on Twitter, he's a pretty popular account, had a fantastic rundown of this, and I just had to go through it real quick. So this interview from March is a perfect example of Thomas Massie grifts off the Epstein case and lies to smear Trump. I've watched almost all of his interviews on the Epstein case, same pattern, the grift, the denying that he's trying to damage Trump when it's really obvious what he's trying to do, and then some straight-up lies, rinse and repeat. That's what I was saying. Grift. Until people are perp walked to prison, the DOJ can't be trusted and is covering up for men who are guilty of raping children. No proof, no evidence, no names, no descriptions, no timeframes, no victims who will confirm. Massie can't say how. He just knows people are guilty and Trump's DOJ can't be trusted. What he is alleging can never be proven to not be true because he will just claim that something is being covered up, irresponsible, dangerous, and self-serving. It's like when Eric Swalwell would say that Trump needed to prove that he wasn't working for Russia. It's like they accuse you of something. You're a pedophile. No, I'm not. Yeah, we'll prove it. It's like, what? It's amazing like how they spin that. You're a Russia agent. No, I'm not. Yeah, we have to prove it. It's like you don't even have any proof whatsoever that I am. You just randomly said that. Now you're saying I need to somehow provide proof to it. Denial. In this interview, Massie denied that his March X post was suggesting that Trump started the Iran war to distract from the Epstein case. Was actually suggesting that Trump started the Iran war to distract from the Epstein case. Wait. In this interview, Massie denied that his March X post suggesting that Trump started the Iran war to distract from the Epstein case was actually suggesting that Trump started the Iran war to distract from the Epstein case. I read that wrong originally. It got about 300 likes, went viral, made the news, and immediately became a Democrat talking point. Then Massie denies what he was obviously doing with that post. It's not genius. It's just undermining the president and not being brave enough to own it. Lie. In this interview, Massie actually claimed that he endorsed Trump because Trump promised to expose the Epstein class. This is so unbelievably ridiculous. At any time during the Biden years, Massie could have asked Christopher Wray about the Epstein case. Massie sat in hearings questioning Wray while other politicians who actually cared asked questions about Epstein and the victims. Massie had no interest at all, no follow-up questions, nothing. And Trump didn't run on exposing Epstein's conspirators. That's why Massie supported him. What a lie, yeah. Yeah, they keep I'm auto-playing the video again. Trump didn't campaign on that. Trump campaigned on closing the border, which he did. He campaigned on freeing the January 6ers, which he did. He didn't campaign on this whole Epstein case thing, even though he's been very transparent about it. I mean, the files were released under Trump, no other president. JFK files were released under Trump, no other president. UFO files, or everything of them were released under Trump. It's funny because, like, they say, every single president, we had tons of Republicans, tons of Democrats. Nobody ever released these files. Never even considered it. Wouldn't even hear it if you asked them. Then Trump releases all this stuff, and it's like, oh, it's not enough. It's not good enough. That's all it is. Trump will never release the files. All right, here's some files. It's not good enough. Or they just claim it's fake. You can never make these people happy. Lie. In this interview, Massie actually claimed that I read that part already. Massie's Epstein, it wraps up here. Massie's Epstein grift is dangerous and straight up evil. And for the Massie fans, no, I'm not Jewish. Yeah, it's kind of a lazy, low IQ response. I've been called Jewish about 1 million times already. I've never once ever been Jewish. Nor do I think we should be given a penny to Israel. It's ridiculous. They don't need our money. They're wealthy enough. They should be giving us money, if anything. I'm not Jewish. No, I'm not getting paid to post and never have, and it's okay that you lost all respect for me. I'll live. By the way, if Massie wins, his first post will probably be, they tried to stop me from getting justice for survivors, but now I'm more determined than ever. More BS, but people... Oh, God, sorry, that creeped up on me. Ugh, sorry about that. He's 100% going to say something about the reason that Trump didn't want me elected was because of the Epstein files. But now that I'm elected, I'm going to release them. But I'm not insinuating Trump's a pedophile, but he did seem really eager to stop me from winning. Could it be Trump's a rapist? It's like when Tucker Carlson called Trump the Antichrist. And surprisingly enough, I think it was the New York Times, was it? It was one of them. Who cares? They're all the same. Fake news. Actually pushed him on it and said, no, you actually did. And they played the clip where he flat out says, could Trump be the Antichrist? He's like, well, I never said that. No, you're talking about. No. Yeah, these people are grifters. They hate Trump. And for Tucker especially, we know he hated Trump. We've seen the leaked text from Fox News. He hated Trump with a passion. But then he fully supported him because it's a popular thing to do. And that's what most people, that's why you can't trust influencers. You can't trust politicians. And with the whole Thomas Massie thing, by the way, and now, the Lauren Boebert thing, we'll talk about that in a second. Like, oh, do you support these people? Do you not support these people? It's like, I've never supported politicians. There were some politicians I liked over the years, but especially these past 2 or 3 years, maybe more, I've just grown to hate everyone, not trust anybody but Trump, because Trump's been consistent since the 80s. There's old clips of Trump saying, when I get in there, I'm going to bomb the shit out of Iran. And it's like he never changed his positions. He's been consistent. He's been the most consistent person out of anybody who has ran or currently running or is currently serving in Congress has been. And the few times I've doubted Trump, because I have, and I've, there's been some low points where I'm just like, I don't know about what Trump's doing. I've been proven wrong. Every single time. So after a while, I'm just like, you know what? Every time I question or I say Trump's not going to do this or he's biting off more than he could chew, it ends up working out. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to let the man cook. Let's see what happens. I trust him because he's proven me wrong. He's literally proven me wrong several times. So I'm going to let him cook with this whole Iran thing, see where it goes. A lot of it's less about Iran and more so pressuring China and some of these other countries where they get all their oil from Iran, really squeezing their economy. He's a deal maker. Let him cook. But anyways, the whole Thomas Massie thing, I think we kind of beat a dead horse here. It's not shocking or surprising why Trump doesn't like him. So get over it. He's a no for Trump. That it's simple as that. Why doesn't Trump support Massie? He's a no for Trump. That's it. He's voted no several times. He has insinuated that Trump is heavily involved in some bad activities, let's say, with the whole Epstein thing, when there's no proof of it whatsoever. And you wonder why Trump doesn't support him. But we'll go, and then Lauren Boebert, who's on her way to be MTG 2.0, came out and said she fully supports Massie, which obviously rubbed Trump the wrong way for obvious reasons. And Trump tweeted out, or truthed out, whatever you want to call it, is anyone interested in running against weak-minded Lauren Boebert? And by the way, I have not liked her for a very long time. Me and my brother were talking about this about a month or so ago, how she was just this cool carrying the gun in the Congress type congresswoman, and it was all for show. She doesn't even carry a gun anymore to Congress. Just one of those all-talk Republicans, which is 99% of them. I think one of the only exceptions might have been Matt Gaetz, and he left. But Lauren Boebert, she's been just... I honestly forgot she was there, to be perfectly honest. I totally forgot she was there. But he tweets out, weak-minded... is anyone interested in running against weak-minded Lauren Boebert in Colorado's 4th congressional district? I'm being retarded today. You remember Lauren moved to the district when it became obvious she couldn't win in her original congressional district. Carpetbagger. Indeed, Boebert is campaigning for the worst Republican congressman in history, Thomas Massie. And anyone who can be that dumb deserves a good primary fight. Even though I long ago endorsed Boebert, if the right person came along, it would be my honor to withdraw that endorsement and endorse a good and proper alternative. Just let me know. Donald J. Trump. Look, Trump has been through hell, to say the least. What Trump has been through would have broken anybody, would completely break you, break me, give up. Not only did he not give up, he's still doing it without a paycheck. He's been arrested 4 times. His home was raided. He's been shot at more than once, but he's still doing it again without taking a paycheck, going through hell. And that's putting it lightly, going through hell. And now he has just 4 years. We're already almost 2 years into it, trying to push an agenda. So yeah, anyone trying to stop that, he's not going to take too kindly to. He's trying to get shit done. This isn't just some campaign for Trump. Again, he's doing it for free. He's a multi-billionaire. He's popular in Hollywood. Was still doing The Apprentice. He didn't have to do this, but he did it. He did it for free because he truly does love America. What other politician could say that? All these other politicians, Republicans and Democrats, keep talking about raises. Every couple of months, we want to raise, we want to raise, we want to raise. Trump's giving away his money. He's doing all this for free. He's taking the heat for free. He was shot at for free. His home raided for free. Arrested 4 times for free. Most people, I mean, even me, I'll be, guys, you got to give me some compensation after all this shit. I'm not doing this for free. Come on. But he did. He is. And that's kind of where we're wrapping up with the Thomas Massie thing. A little bit of a rant. I normally, not that I read off a teleprompter, but I'll at least write out some notes and where I'm going. But I kind of just wanted to slap record and just rant a little bit. Sorry if it was a little bit messy. Just wanted to throw some, I keep seeing those comments. Why is Trump supporting Massie over Graham over and over and over again? So that's kind of the main point of this, but we just went on a little bit longer, went on a little bit more of a rant, but we will do more of these shorter episodes. Let me know in the comments if you guys want me to cover anything else on the micro or macro level, pop culture, politics, whatever you think. Leave it in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Consider giving us a 5-star review on Spotify. It would do so well for our podcast to do that. That was work through the algorithm. We appreciate you guys at patriotic_cav on all social media. True Social, there's an extra V at the end, so it's at patriotic_cav with an extra V, because I don't know why the original wasn't working. Appreciate you guys so much hanging out. Thank you guys. God bless, and enjoy your Memorial Day weekend coming up. See you next time.